Whoa, hello. We're back. They cut off the K-pop video. Wolf, whoever you are.
Whoever I am.
I'm so confused now. We're never going to get to see what happened. That dude was like beating that girl up, and then they were going to like get in a race car or something, but forget that, man. You know why? Because we are back at the GSL. It is Code A. We've got 4 more best of 3s for you and you.
Well, you know what's interesting is that we were talking about Speed Racer earlier, and then we got to see the 21 video.
I know.
You guys should watch the rest of that video. The ending is interesting.
He already spoiled it for me.
I find it very interesting.
I already know what's happening. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, though. So,
yeah. So, it's pretty rainy today. We went to get some dumplings, and it was really rainy. And our hair got all messed up. We had to get like redone. My hair still looks kind of a little bit weird. My shirt's a little bit wet. Kind of, you can't really see it. It's like covered up all weird, but
mine's kind of like sticking up in front now, as you can see. I've got like a rectangle of hair, but that's cool.
Yeah,
I like it. I don't know.
Just letting you guys know, like we had to take the canoe back after we went and ate.
We did. We had to paddle the
You actually can't hold
canoe.
your umbrella and paddle the canoe at the same time. It just doesn't work.
It's hard. Like half of Wolf's shirt was all wet. It was rough, but not as rough as these players. They're going to have to play for a spot to stay in Code A. Let's take a look at the brackets. As we saw a little bit earlier today, we saw Fruit Dealer take down Maru Prime, Ganzi take down Hoso Bonbon, and we also saw, where is it? Is it on the screen? Nope, it's on the next one.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. We saw I'm Yoda take out FXO the best, and we also saw NSOSO Jockji take down OGS Lovesick. I have to say, I think Jockji played really, really well in that series. I really enjoyed watching that one. And so yeah, today we're going to see a few more matches, and that is the ones that are on the screen right now. It is FXO SC versus an Extreme, MVP Tails versus Slayers Teja, OGS Inca versus Dongregu, can't wait for that one, and Any Pro Prime.we versus TSL JYP. Kind of weird to see Any Pro down in Code A, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit weird. He just fell recently. Very strong Protoss player, though. Very underrated. I think this guy has a lot of potential. He just needs to fine-tune a lot of areas of his play. He's one of those Protosses who's known for his timing attacks, and a lot of Protosses right now are doing only timing attacks, but there is a select few that stay in Code S that know they can play beyond that.
A lot of people think that Any Pro and Hagen are quite similar in their play.
They actually really are. I mean, they're on the same team,
makes sense.
for example, and they actually are really similar. It's very true. Mm-hmm. They both have almost the same style.
That's true.
So I think Hangen, he's going to be in Code S for a while. He just shows that his play is a little bit more refined. Any Pro, I'm worried about this guy. He might not make it out today. JYP's PvP is really good. He loves his Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, if any of you have been watching the IC Cup Korean weekly tournaments, JYP, I believe, if I remember right, has been doing pretty well in those. I think I've seen some games with him, but there was another tournament a while back. There was a tournament called Clash of the Houses that I casted where JYP did really, really well in both the TSL House tournament and then also the later ones to follow. So yeah, he's a good player. I'm glad to see him finally getting into Code A. Been kind of looking forward to that for a while, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
His PvP is really good, so we'll see how he does against Any Pro. But first up, we've got SC versus, you can call him TREME, but we're going to call him Extreme.
Yep. So FXO SC, formerly SC FOU, of course, a very good Terran player.
He is 16 years old, US, I believe.
Wow.
So falling down from Code S last season, he didn't make it out of his group, then lost in the up and down matches, just barely.
I love the background music we have today. It's
this is actually really
the
good
80s are back again. This is awesome, man. But SC, you can see, he's very intense right now. He's one of those players, too, where I'm a little bit surprised to see him down here in Code A. And here's his opponent, just qualified recently. It's Zenextreme. See what he did there, Wolf.
Of course, his ID online is just Nextreme. It's just a pun on Extreme, but his clan, of course, is Nex. Joined the Zenex team, I think, fairly recently. I don't think he was part of the team until after he qualified. I could be wrong on this, but I don't remember him being on the roster before this.
Well, it's kind of like Maru as well. If you qualify for Code A, it's kind of like, all right, you're good enough to be on the team now. So I think that's the same situation with TREME here, our Protoss player.
He looks very young. I don't actually know how old he is, but he does look quite young.
We're seeing a lot of young players in the GSL right now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really good to see younger players being able to compete at this high of a level.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to me because you can see so much potential in these younger players because they have so much time to catch up. I mean, when all the expansions come out, imagine how good they'll be then, because that's when everything's really going to matter. When Legacy of the Void is out, there won't be that many more changes. Everything's going to be kind of set, and that's when everything's really going to. So there's going to be like a Bonjour, maybe. Will there ever be a Bonjour in StarCraft 2?
Oh,
is Nestea the new Bonjour?
Don't start with me, Wolf. All right. So, and that's the thing is, I really feel like right now in the life of StarCraft 2, we're kind of still in the prologue. If we're going to talk about like book terms, you know, we haven't even gotten to chapter 1 yet. You know, maybe we're getting towards the end of the prologue right now. You know, maybe the main characters have been introduced, but there's still a lot of great characters in this book called StarCraft 2 that we haven't even met yet.
The game's been out for just over a year.
Yeah.
Hasn't even been that long. Think about vanilla StarCraft 1 for Brood War. You think all the way back to that? Well, imagine what the game's going to be like in 10 years. Let's jump into this first game right now.
All right, so here we are on a brand new map for the GSL. It is Daybreak, and here we have our Terran player in the red down at the bottom of the map from the team FXO. He got his name repeated twice because you can only have 2.
FXO SC.
Cut me off. You know what I was going to say. He has to have his name be SCSC because you can't have just a 2-character name in StarCraft 2. And he's going to have to take down this player in the blue, the Protoss at the top of the map from the team Zenex. Some people say he's a little bit crazy. He might be.
Zenex Tree.
Well, didn't really hear it there. It's extreme. Looks extreme. And I don't know about this map. It's really interesting. Before I go any further, thanks to our sponsors, Pepsi and G-Skill. Of course, without them, we wouldn't be having quite as much fun casting StarCraft 2 today as we are. Yep.
Come down to the studio, sometimes you can get a free Pepsi.
Sometimes, yes.
I always enjoy those days.
Man, speaking of like food and drink, though, we had an awesome lunch, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We went and got some mandu. Got some dumplings.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, mandu is basically a really, really inexpensive dumpling. You can get that at, like, I mean, if you don't have a Korean restaurant near where you live, you can probably get it at a Chinese restaurant. It's like a steamed dumpling. Except here, you don't pay $6 for like 5. You pay like $1 for like 8. That's how it is.
Yep.
Don't you guys wish you were us?
They're really good, man.
To eat this awesome food.
The food alone, it's so good. On my plane ride over here, I was just thinking about all the great food I would have again.
And if you order that food and you take it out of the restaurant, you get a $1 discount.
Yeah,
so your total is like $3, and you get like $1 discount, so you pay $2 and just leave. Yeah,
it's great. You actually get a discount for not eating there. It's nice. But maybe we do. Maybe they just don't want us there, Wolf. Maybe it's just us. I don't know. So.
Probe sees the gas, and he starts his own gas.
Nice micro there with the Marine taking out that probe. Now, what I'm kind of wondering here is what kind of a game are we going to see? You know, a lot of the TVPs we've been seeing has been, you know, kind of, we are not going to see a typical TVP. Look at that.
Oh, we are not.
Look at that. So, I don't know. What do you think it's going to be? Only one gas right now.
I think it may be Proxy Banshees. It could be a Thor Rush. We just don't really see that anymore.
He's getting a tech lab on his barracks right now too.
Yeah, I'm not actually 100% sure what we're gonna see.
He's making a Marauder. Is maybe just gonna float the factory over? I guess. Maybe
it's entirely possible that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
and he's just gonna scout with it. But normally when you see this, it does mean something a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, this is very, very strange that he's building it all the way over here. I think he is just going to float it over.
Yeah, most likely he is going to float it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
it could be any number of things.
And he will float it over. Okay.
Yeah, he's just going to float it. That's very unusual, but I like it.
Well, we see that a lot more on maps like close air positions on Metalopolis or something like that. You don't see it as much on a big map. This would be like doing this same thing on Terminus or something. It's just strange.
Well, let's see what his real plans are. You may just send the Hellion right away. You may want to wait and get like 3 and just hope for the best and then send those in.
Yeah, well, I think what he might want to do is pressure from the front while he sends a Hellion in from behind, too. That could go okay.
Well, against this type of build, it can work out quite well. Oh, he went to check, but he didn't check enough. He still doesn't see it.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to pressure the front. Yeah, like you were saying, this could be quite devastating.
Yeah, there's 2 sentries out right now. And he's going to be able to wall off the ramp, of course, with the force field, but he's going to have to pull those units back to deal with that Hellion, or he's going to have to try to kill it with probes, and that's not going to be easy. See, the Hellion's getting in there right now. doing some damage.
And the units
meantime,
get up.
the front.
Oh, he uses 2 force fields instead of 1.
That's actually huge, having to use 2 force fields.
Another Hellion is about to pop out. The first Hellion has gotten 2 kills.
Yep.
More Marauders joining here at the front. The Warp Gate research is done, though. I think he's going to be able to hold this, but he is taking a lot of damage. That Sentry's being targeted down.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to need to pull probes. There they come off the line. A good amount of probes being killed. And at the moment, SC might be able to at least get a couple probe kills. I think, well, doing a little bit of damage anyway. Killing off those early Stalkers, it's not bad. He is losing
he's doing a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Killing those Stalkers, killing a lot of probes. He's going to even maybe kill some more. Oh, those probes are so stacked up. Didn't quite get those.
Yep.
And the Marauder actually going to target down the Stalker again. The probes lining up.
Wow, very, very nice. I love this little poke by SC. Doing a lot more than I think he really thought it would do. And
back at home, wow. He's got a command center on the way. He's adding a second barracks.
Look at that. A lot of these probes, having taken some damage, might be a little bit easier to focus down. At the very least, he's getting a lot of good scouting. I mean, he's really messing up with
He sees everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he's been able to, of course, keep his opponent inside of his base while he makes that somewhat risky command center. He didn't have that many units because he lost all of his, but now it doesn't matter because his opponent can't even attack. And he's just going to burn some of these probes again.
Yep.
I think he's going to lift now. Yeah, he's going to lift. It's been too much. It's like not actually worth it anymore to make any more Hellions, but the Hellion is going to go home.
That one. And so right now there's absolutely no mystery. 9 workers killed by SC, really good. But the bigger thing here, I think, is that he knows exactly what the next stream is doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was actually excited that we were going to maybe see some sort of Thor rush. I was like, well, I don't know. It's old school.
The beta, come again.
Yeah, Thor rush was so popular back then. Yep. I did them all the time when I was playing Terran.
I still do it once in a while. If I'm doing Terran versus Protoss practice with like a friend of mine specifically, he and I like to do like weird cheesy stuff to each other all the time. I think he goes DTs like almost every other game.
I like that. Delays the Nexus.
Yep.
Let's send another probe down. Now, the Observer is going to go over here, sees that there's no command center just yet. Not the natural anyways. Now he sees, of course, the command center. Inside the maze, he's going to back up with that Observer. He knows the starport is done. There is going to be this risky timing where there are a few dropships out. And Zen Extreme is going to be kind of nervous to push out for a while. He's got to hold that natural expansion. And he doesn't have a lot of tech. He just has that robotics he's making it immortal out of right now.
Well, here's the nice thing is that really once those first couple medevacs pop out, SC could conceivably do a push and try to shut down that natural.
Yeah. Does lose that factory, not too impactful, of course. Already has the starport up.
Yep, you don't really need it until you plan on making like another starport, but you usually don't end up with multiple starports in TVT. Not very often. It does happen, but not too often.
He does clear out that first Observer, so now he's got not only control of the first Zelnaga Watchtower with the Hellion, but control of the second one. He's going to be able to attack his opponent, drop, scare him, keep him in his base a little bit longer. The command center's been lifted and moved over here.
Yep. I mean, if you look at what the next stream has in front of his base and what SC has in front of his base, or has moving across the map right now, rather, I'd be pretty scared if I was a Protoss player.
So would I. This drop could be really devastating. There's only an Immortal back at home, and he knows the army's over there. He made sure to drop immediately.
Yep. Now, I like that the next stream is was kind of moving up towards that ramp. He wants to try to engage at the narrowest point he possibly can. If he engages on open ground, things are going to go very badly.
Drop is spotted. He's going to want to target that down.
Yep. And
he's continuing to be very aggressive with all of his units.
I like that.
I don't know if this is going to work, though. The drop looks like it may get taken out.
Uh-oh. Oh,
no! He loses the drop without doing anything with it. Still ahead in supply, though.
Yeah. That's never fun to lose.
Got to be very careful about the drops.
Yep.
Both players actually supply blocked right now.
Whoops.
78 and 68, respectively.
You know, at this point in the game, too, every medevac is precious, Wolf. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose a medevac.
Well, more importantly, all the units inside, those are very precious.
That's true, too.
Medevac had a lot of energy, man. It's kind of sad.
She did.
Oh, guys, we found out, just a little tip. We were casting earlier, we were talking about the Scantipede. Yes. One of my friends, Clark, actually messaged me in between the cast and said that he tried it, and you can, if you manually target a Scantipede with a medevac, heal it.
Wow.
So a little trivia for you guys, you can heal Scantipedes with medevacs.
The fourth expansion, Rise of the Scantipedes. Nobody knows it's coming out. We just broke the news right now.
Like
Rise
after
of the
fighting against the
Scantipedes.
Automaton bot 2000.
I know. Zerg Menace has been defeated, but the Scantipede army.
Like,
Rise
who do
from
the
the depths of the
Ursa
earth.
calves fight for?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
The Panda Bear guy comes back.
Did you hear about that?
What?
They're like, there's rumors that the next World of Warcraft expansion is going to deal with the Panda Bear guys.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's been all over the internet.
Sorry, man, I don't really follow WoW that much. I'm sure it's a...
Oh, yeah?
I never actually played it, but... I'm one of those...
Ooh.
well, I don't even want to get into it. I'm like one of those guys that dislikes World of Warcraft personally, like as an... Like, I don't like playing it multiplayer, but it's not like a bad game. A lot of people like it. A lot of my friends like it. I can't really make much judgments. I just like to play StarCraft, man.
StarCraft 2 is better. It's a better game.
Yeah. It is.
A lot of gateways going up for next stream. This is kind of typical Protoss style these days. You know, maybe one Robo, a lot of gateways. And then Templar Tech a little bit later. You can see he's getting his first couple High Templar right now. And it looks like +2 armor he's working on at the moment, I believe it is. I'm waiting for Wolf to mouse over it. Okay, he just knows.
Yep.
So the
I was
Terran
actually
upgrades
just,
are
I
all
was
nicely
nervous because I
colored.
thought that he was going to scan and kill the Observer. I wanted to talk about it, but he didn't. Storm being researched right now very quickly. 2-base Storm. He's actually got a lot of gates. He's going up to 6 gates.
Yeah.
Very fast Storm.
But 6 gates is not going to be enough to hold off SC if he decides to produce some more barracks. You can see he's finishing another one up right now. He's already on 3 bases, so conceivably he could just produce a ton of barracks and then just kind of spam units at his opponent too.
SC wants to engage here. I'm not sure if he should. There is no charge. I think he was able to see that. Storm is not done. Force Field's going to work against him now as the Zealots do fall.
Yep.
And the medevacs at the front with no energy just flying around. Another
a
drop in the main.
This could do some damage.
Yeah, as the next stream seems to be falling apart here.
Well, at least he's going to deny the third. That's going to be quite helpful. Just focusing down a couple pylons here. Third does get denied.
And is he going to get out?
He should.
Oh, he
but
wanted
he's
to get
not
the
going to
Robo.
now.
Nope, not getting out of there. Just targeting down some of these Zealots. SC goes back with the majority of his units.
Yep.
One thing I'd really like to point out about next stream is that he's got observers all over the entire map.
Yeah.
Controlling the watchtowers as well.
Well, we're finally seeing Protoss players produce more than one observer per game, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I really like to see that.
Yeah. So a couple ghosts on the way. One more than a couple, actually.
Yeah, 3
a few
ghosts
on the way.
It does not have the Mobius reactor yet.
Nope.
He's got such a scary army, though. He's 50 supply up.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens when you're able to take a fast third in TVP and just are aggressive with that. If you can engage those small groups of Protoss armies, you can start to get really far ahead.
Well, it's going to take perfect storms for next stream to get back to this. I love this, targeting down the Robo.
There you go.
Why not? He's going Ghosts. He's taking out the Robo now. He knows the threat of Colossi is gone.
Yep.
No more Colossi can be produced. Well, I mean, he hasn't made any. He hasn't even started a bay yet. But he knows he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. All he has to worry about is the High Templar. He's already got Ghosts on the way. That Storm, I don't even know if that was necessary.
I don't know. It
like did more damage to the Zealots.
I was going to say, I don't think the Zealots like that Storm.
That was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, no charge for next stream Zealots either.
Yep. The 4th base being taken too by SC. So, yeah, he's way ahead.
He doesn't have charge or blink. He just hasn't used the Twilight Council except to get +2 armor.
Huh. That's odd.
Starting his 3rd base again, whereas SC is already starting his 4th. Charge finally being researched here, so...
And I'd really like to see SC kind of keep the pressure on, at this point. Because the worst thing you can do is just let the Protoss macro up. A little bit of a micro battle going.
Yeah.
On the map.
He was like dodging that Zealot for a really long time.
Yeah, it was.
He took control of that watchtower.
That's right. He fought for that watchtower. No one's going to take that from him.
Oh, these ghosts are in a really weird spot. I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Well, this could actually be like one of the worst things I've ever seen in StarCraft 2. Yeah, actually, he's just going to lose all his ghosts. Ouch. Did that just happen?
Yeah. He EMP'd himself.
Yes. If I'm going down, I'm taking the Zealot shields with me.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, there's nothing else to do in that situation if you didn't react quickly enough.
Wow.
There's a double drop up in the north that the Observer will most likely see. But he's just going to use that as soon as he finds Next Stream's army out on the map. It's pretty much SC is maxed out versus Next Stream's like 130 supply. Next Stream's at 2-1 upgrades, the 2 being, of course, armor. Right now, SC is at 1-1, so he's got better upgrades. His charge is finishing here. With good storms, he's not out of this yet, but he is going to be it's really going to be difficult for him, just to put it the most simple way.
Well, losing those ghosts is actually a very big deal. He lost like four or five ghosts, I think it was right there.
Well, it was just 3, I think.
Was it only 3?
Yeah.
Either way.
Even so, I mean, those are the first 3 ghosts. Those are the ones that had enough energy for a lot of EMPs.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to lose those because EMPs, like we saw earlier today, are just really, really, really important in the mid to late game TPP.
I'm kind of surprised SC is being so passive at this point. I think he was worried about the ghosts. I mean, storms are quite potent. He should know at this point that he has so much more production than his opponent that he can just remax if he needs to. And it looks like he is going to start getting aggressive. Remember, he has those 2 drops at the north. Nice scan. He's able to scan and see where his opponent's army is. He's going to go down here to the bottom right base. There are some Templar there, but they don't have enough for a storm yet.
And he's still got that drop kind of sitting there. Okay, now it is starting to move towards the main base of next stream. Looks like he's going to try to bait a couple units out here. Templar. And there's a big drop in the main of next stream right now as he attacks the space.
Yeah, Storm hits these units. The drop in the main, killing a lot of Zealots during this. Of course, picking up any units that try to come out as being warped in. There they are now.
Yep, he could potentially kill a lot of pylons. Another drop in the natural as well. And look at this huge army for SC.
He's trying to dodge so many storms. He just has so much more than next stream does.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of units, but he has a ton of stuff, and those drops are going to do a ton of damage. That's the thing, is that even if next stream holds this off, which it looks like he might, the drop in his main hasn't been touched yet. There's still units in his natural doing damage. I think we might even have to see a GG fairly soon.
Yeah, it looks like he may just barely hold his 3rd base. The natural being cleaned up by probes. And the main, though, is he ever going to have enough to deal with that? I just don't know.
Well, if SC, I'd love to just see him focus on the pylons.
I think that's what he's going to do next. Well, he's not even focusing on this. He just doesn't even
need to control it. Yeah. Well, I mean, he should be.
Dying.
Yep. All right, there we go.
There you go. You saw it stem there.
He heard me.
Targeting down the forge and +2.
Yep.
Weapon's not going to finish. Oh, well, looks like he's not going to target it down. It may finish.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not even for certain at this point.
Those Marauders have been left hanging, Wolf. Ew. So graphic.
The GSL actually turned up the graphics settings.
Did.
I like that, though.
Yep.
Someone actually tweeted me about that.
Makes it more raw.
Yeah. Well, when I first started watching GSL, I found it a little bit weird that they didn't use those graphics settings, but now I was like used to it. Now I'm like, well, it's back to normal now.
It's like a big deal in Korea with the violence, I know.
Oh,
ouch.
That was a good small victory there for next stream.
I don't want to ever get feedback. That does not look like a lot of fun. And dropping these Marauders into a sea of Zealots, that didn't do a whole lot. But, you know, again, I feel like SC is just so far ahead. He's on 5 bases.
Oh, yeah, the natural is being dropped again. Oh, look at that. The Manor Mules are going to start raining.
Yeah,
drops
he's making
the net,
more command centers.
Makes the probes go away. Probably going to drop the main now. There are a bunch of observers sitting on top of the robotics facility. He hasn't quite used those.
A medevac for every Marauder.
I think he's just starting to fall apart a little bit. Templar Archives is going to be targeted down here in the main base.
Yep.
Not enough units. He's going to go behind it so that the Zealots can't attack.
Well, he should. That would have been good.
More ghosts on the way, 4 of them in fact. Those will be the only 4 out on the field. All the other ghosts were eliminated.
+3 weapons just starting now for SC, so he is going to be, I think he's going to be overall pretty far ahead in the upgrades. Or how is that? Is that +3 weapons going up for
next stream
right now? Okay.
Right now SC at 2-2.
Alright.
Getting level 3 weapons, no 3 armor on the way just yet for SC. His 4 extra command centers are finishing up here.
He's also got a good amount of barracks too, so that he can resupply himself pretty quickly. And waiting for those to turn into orbitals. Because at this point you can start doing, you know, what a lot of turns are doing in the late game, which is just sacking a bunch of SCVs and just mining with mules, keeping the SCVs for gas.
Yeah, you can do that for sure. I'm not sure that's what his plan is. I think he actually just wants to PBM. We'll find out pretty soon though.
Well, either
does
way,
allow him to have extra scans here. He's always able to see his enemy's position.
Yep.
And
another drop.
Continues to drop here.
And I think this 4th base is about to be destroyed.
Yes, I think you're right. Cannons are unpowered. And that Nexus is so dead.
Yep. Basically 3-shotting the Nexus, which is always kind of a fun thing to do.
Oh, is he going to... Oh, I thought he was going to get the sick EMP up on the High Templar, but he didn't realize.
I don't know. Looks like
there's
a
planetary there. I don't know if this is the right place to attack.
Well, he's got to do something, but it's a little bit too late now.
Yeah.
They're going to get that refinery, Wolf. Maybe not, actually.
Not quite. The ghosts are cloaked. And, next stream's hanging in there, but...
Yeah, I'm always about 90 supply down.
I mean, he's been doing everything he could, but GG.
GG. And that is it. FXOSC taking a pretty convincing game 1. At the end, it was kind of looking like a Scooby-Doo show, man. He was just chasing Extreme all over the map. It's like they're looking down a hallway, and they're like running through one door, and then down the hallway, they come out the other door.
There's like some weird music playing. Like they play some strange little song. Yep. It's like a good song. It's kind of catchy. And the monster's like, rah, and like pops out, but he can never catch any of them.
So can SC win the next game?
I don't know. We'll find out.
For a Scooby snack?
Maybe, man. I wonder what Scooby snacks taste like.
Probably like dog biscuits.
I think there's
I don't know.
I think there's actually a dog treat called Snoopy Snacks that they made.
I always thought the Scooby snacks were kind of like the placebo effect. Like I think Shaggy just takes them and puts them in like a special box that he made. They're actually just normal dog biscuits. But Scooby thinks that they're good.
Oh.
See, actually, Scooby-Doo had those powers inside him all along. He doesn't even need the Scooby snacks.
Yeah. I always imagined that, I don't know, whenever I saw Shaggy eat them, I thought that they might taste like Teddy Grahams. That's what I was like, I imagined they would taste like Teddy Grahams.
They're really good.
I remember I used to eat Teddy Grahams when I was younger.
Yeah. I got to say, with SC, I loved how he played that. He was aggressive enough without being overly aggressive.
And he always had harassment options.
Yeah, exactly. He was dropping all the time. That's how I really think TVP should be played. Not this kind of sitting back and just kind of macroing up, and then it's like, oh shucks, you killed my ghosts. I guess I lose. I like the aggressive style of TVP. So I'm hoping he keeps that up in game 2. It's going to be dual site, so another 2-player map. We're going to have to see. I mean, next stream, he's got to be nervous. This is his first. This is actually his first. Did he ever play in the team league? I think this is the first time
I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've seen him in the GSL.
Yeah. So, first time in the booth, obviously very nervous. Doesn't want to go back into Code B and having to play against someone like SC as well. But let's get inside the game. Let's see who comes out on top.